Look, if a close friend came to me right now and said, Ilham, I'm thinking about buying a pre-construction in the GTA, I would stop them and I would ask one question. Do you understand what happens if you cannot close? Because that's the trap buyers are falling into right now. Many thought the biggest risk was losing their deposit, but it's not. Some buyers are losing their deposit and still getting sued for hundreds of thousands more. The danger was always in the contract. Most people just didn't know where to look. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that trap is before you sign anything. So, let's start from the beginning because I want to make sure we are on the same page. When you buy pre-construction, you are buying a unit that does not exist yet. The building has not been built. You sign a contract today, pay your deposit, usually spread over a few years, and then wait. Could be 2 years, could be 4 or 5. And for a long time, this actually made a lot of sense. A few years back, the GTA market was on fire. Prices were rising fast. So the values of these units were climbing so quickly. People were signing pre-construction contracts and flipping them before the building even opened, making serious profit without ever actually owning anything. And that's exactly how the trap got set. Here's what can go wrong, and I need you to pay attention because what I'm about to share, it's not worst case scenario. This is what thousands of GTA buyers are living through right now. The first risk is the appraisal risk. You sign a pre-construction contract today, you agree to pay a price, you pay your deposits, and then you wait, sometimes 3 years and sometimes 4 or maybe more. And by the time your unit is finally ready, the bank sends an appraisal. Now, here's the part most buyers don't realize. That appraiser does not care what you agreed to pay years ago. They only care what your unit is worth today. So if you signed, let's say, $900,000 unit, but today the market says it's worth $820,000, the bank may only lend you based on the lower number. That gap, you have to cover it yourself in cash on closing immediately. And we are not talking about few $1,000s. Sometimes it's tens of $1,000s. And here's the part many people don't understand. Walking away does not always mean you are free. You could lose your entire deposit, and in some cases, the builder can come after you for even more. There are real Ontario cases where buyers lost their deposit and still owed money after. This does not mean pre-construction is bad. It just means you need to understand the risk before you sign. Because in real estate, it's not just getting the keys. It's getting the keys without surprises. By the way, I'm Ilham Ibrahim, a real estate agent here in the GTA. I help people move through the buying and selling experience with more clarity and less pressure. So if you need guidance, don't hesitate to reach out. The link in the description, no pressure. The second risk is the assignment trap. Now, at this point, some of you are thinking, okay, Ilham, if things go bad, I will just sell my contracts before closing. That's called an assignment. And it sounds simple, but here's what the contract actually says. Many developers have clauses that restrict or completely block assignments. So you cannot just sell your contracts to someone else to get out. The developer controls whether you can exit or not. And many builders will say no or charge you a significant fee just to allow it. So the exit door you think you have may not actually exist. And that's the thing about these contracts. They are written by the developer's lawyers for the developer's protection, not your protection. See, this is how I see it. Buying a pre-construction in Toronto, it's like dating someone long distance. You are excited in the beginning, there's a lot of promises, but you don't know exactly when they are moving in. I came across one story that honestly captured how messy this has become. This person bought $300,000 condo units in Toronto, put down $400,000 in deposit. The buyer told the builder they are not taking occupancy and they are not closing because financially they can't. But the builder did not let them sell it on assignments. Even if the buyer was willing to take the loss, the builder also did not let them rent the units during occupancy unless they pay $10,000 occupancy leasing fees, $10,000 just for permission to rent. And on top of that, the buyer being charged $5,500 a month occupancy fees for a unit that would probably rent for only $2,500. So the buyer was losing money every month just to hold it. And here's where it gets worse. The original purchase price apparently $300,000, higher than the current appraised value. Well, the buyer cannot refinance properly, but the builder saying, well, too bad, you signed the contract. They are even offering what is called a blanket mortgage through RBC, which basically helps buyers close using builder-supported appraisals. Now, here's the painful part. The buyer says, honestly, I just want the builder to keep the deposit and leave me alone. So the $400,000 gone. And the builder still wants to sue because in a pre-construction contract, losing your deposit often is not the end. If you default, the builder can often keep your deposit and then sue you for the difference if they resell the unit for less. So imagine this, you losing hundreds of thousands and still get dragged into court. And suddenly you are not buying an investment. You are managing a legal problem. This is exactly why understanding assignment rates, occupancy clauses, leasing restrictions, and builder remedies matters before signing. Because once that contract is signed, you may not have nearly as many options as you think. The reason I decided to make this video because one of the biggest questions buyers are asking me right now is, should I buy pre-construction or should I buy resale? And honestly, after I have seen what's happening in the pre-construction market, the answer is becoming very clear. A lot more people are leaning toward the resale. And I understand why. With resale, pretty much what you see, what you get. You can walk through the home, you can inspect it, you can look at the neighborhood, you can compare the street, you can see what homes around it are actually selling for. There is less guessing. With the pre-construction, you are often buying a promise, a floor plan, a rendering, a sales center, not the actual home. And that comes with risk. People don't always think about it. First, the upgrades. A lot of buyers walk into a model home and fall in love. But what they don't realize is that beautiful kitchen, it's upgraded. Those nicer floors, it's upgraded. That staircase, it's upgraded. And sometimes the home only looks that good because the builder loaded it with extras and upgrades. And suddenly your base price home becomes much more expensive. Then there are closing costs, development fees, legal fees, potential occupancy fees, land transfer costs, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars buyer didn't fully prepare for. And then there's the quality. A lot of buyers assume new means perfect. Not always. Many new homes still have defects. And yes, warranties helps, but dealing with the builder repairs can be frustrating. Sometimes issues don't even show up until after the certain warranty period expire. Now, does a pre-construction have benefits? Absolutely yes. You get newer building codes, modern layouts, customization, and sometimes incentives. But right now, with more resale inventory available, many buyers are saying they would rather choose certainty over promises, to actually walk through the home to know what they are buying. And honestly, that's hard to argue with. Now, how to navigate the market, the pre-construction market? This is the part that matters most, because pre-construction it's not automatically a bad idea. The mistake is not buying a pre-construction. The mistake is buying it without protecting yourself. Here's what a smart GTA buyer would do. First, get a real estate lawyer before you sign, not after, before. That contract is written to protect the builder, not you. A good lawyer reviews the deposit terms, cancellation clauses, assignment rules, and catches a problem before you are locked in. Honestly, this is non-negotiable. Second point, ask yourself the hard cash question. If your unit appraises lower at closing, can you cover that difference? Be honest if the answer is no. That's something you need to know now, not years later. The third point, research. Research the builder. Look at their past projects. Did they finish on time? Were they delays? Did buyers have issues? A builder's history tells you a lot about how they handle problems. The fourth point, know exactly how much of your deposit is protected. Don't assume all of it is. Read the warranty details. The fifth point is run the numbers based on today's market, not your hopes for tomorrow. Ask yourself, if prices stays flat, can I still close? And if the prices drop, can I still afford this? Because if your deals only works if the prices go up, that's not a plan, that's a gamble. Look, the GTA market still has real opportunities, but opportunities without information, that's just risk with a better name. I would love to hear from you. Write in the comment, what are your experience with buying a pre-construction? And if you find this video helpful, I would highly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.